All right, guys, we are officially back for season 2 of Born Offside. Don't worry, Online Techers did not get deported. We're all on the couch today. It's Orlan, it's Claude, it's me kicking off with Kat. Guys, we're talking all things the start of the football season, and we're very excited. Tune in.
Hello. Welcome back to the Born Offside podcast. I guess it's kind of like season 2. It's like we never left, but we did. We had a bit of an off season. We're back now, fresh. The football's back all around the world. We've all had a well-earned rest, kind of. There's been a bit of work. There's been a lot happening over the last few months. It's good to be back on this couch with you guys.
It's fantastic.
It feels like home, doesn't it?
Feels like
when
home.
we sat down, Orlan just goes, feels like home.
Yeah, you just came from home, and this feels like home.
Yeah, I'm in a weird limbo stage at the moment where like Australia's like the home, but like England is home as well, and I'm just like
Two homes.
two homes, you know, home away from home.
That's right.
Hey,
It's nice.
it's good to be back.
Yeah, exactly right. That's good. And
It
Kat,
does feel good to be back.
You had a really interesting saga because you were meant to go to Europe. I think the last thing you said on the pod was you were going to
I think I was
Europe.
talking up this big trip I was going on.
Yeah.
I was like, Cat will
Well,
link
guess
up
what,
over there.
guys?
You
I
didn't do
didn't
that.
go.
But you did host the Nike event and you got to meet Sam Kerr
I
and all
did.
that.
And that's the reason I didn't go away. I
Yeah.
had to just readjust my holiday a little bit, and it was worth it. Probably a career highlight thus far,
Oh, that's
meeting Sam
huge.
Kerr, hosting that event down in Melbourne at Ultra Football. Yeah, she seems
chill.
so cool. She's
Yeah, what was
so
it like
chill that
meeting her?
I was fangirling so
100%.
hard. I was
would've
like
been the same.
trying to tell myself to relax, but I couldn't. But she's so cool that you had to be chill around her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's got that energy.
Yeah, so we interviewed her because she's the face of these new boots.
Right.
But just meeting her was amazing. So we were kind of rolling through her whole kind of career highlights and everything like that. And it was just so cool to have that moment.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, where I got to have the conversation with her. I was like, is this real?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it
it.
I
was
was
so
pinching
cool.
myself
Yeah.
the whole time.
That's the first of many.
Yeah. And she took a selfie of me and her on her phone.
Right. She took a
I
photo with
need,
you.
guys, I
Sam
need everyone
Kerr
to
took
tag.
a selfie with you.
Yeah, I need your help, guys. I got to get this selfie of her. I'm trying to go.
Oh, she didn't post it or anything.
She didn't post
But
it,
she
but she
took
took
one.
it on
Imagine
her
if she just
phone.
like drops it on your birthday or something.
Bro, can you imagine?
Could you imagine? That'd be sick. Oh, just
Yeah.
with Cat, tag you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, bestie.
That's it. You'd be gone.
No.
Insta
Guys,
followers
just,
shoot up.
Yeah, just everyone send her messages. Be like, Kat really needs that selfie.
Yeah,
of your
that's huge.
We gotta get
camera
it.
roll.
We have to
Got to
get it.
get that, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Anyway.
Then you had a bit of time off in Bali. That
did.
was relaxed time.
Yeah.
You were back home seeing the fam and everything, but you also got the boots on a bit.
Yeah, I was back home. You know, I said to myself I was going to relax and just chill. But then when I got home, I was like, got a call from the old gaffer and he's like, "Oh, Lan, you want to come down, have a quick run?" I said, "Mate, I haven't played in a couple months." He said, "Got Bournemouth next week. Turn up." Well, Bournemouth obviously National League side. I was like, can't say no to that. So yeah, man, got my boots on, started playing. I actually want to do something where like they come to Australia,
Right.
maybe play a MPL one side at some point. I think that would be like a good crossover because people always
What's
say
the name of this club?
Hitchin Town.
Hitchin Town. is the
Hitchin
club,
Town.
yeah,
They got their first win of the season yesterday. So well done, boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, hopefully that'll be my goal one day to fly them over for like a pre-season tour.
That'd
They
be
come
so
over,
cool.
So
see
good.
Australia, play a
Yeah.
couple MPL 1, 2, 3 teams,
Yeah.
go back, and then everyone knows about him. You know what I mean? So it was
Yeah.
good, man. Played against Watford as well.
Yeah.
Under 23s, Cleverly played. Tom Cleverly played that game. You
How's
know,
he going?
stuck him in the pocket. Well, just normal Big Verge stuff. You know what I mean? So
Was that the game that led to your eye injury?
that
or?
also, yeah, that again, I was also half blind for a couple of weeks. Some of you may know I had a patch over it. No, it wasn't pink eye. But yeah, I had a scratched cornea.
I think the word
off-
I thought the word he was looking for was retina, but he said something very
He
different.
said rectum
Yeah,
before the
off
show.
pod, I
We haven't
said
seen Olan
re-
in months, and he came back and said, I was playing football overseas and I scratched my rectum.
That's literally
That's your retina,
I
Olan.
have no idea why that came out, but it came out and Cat just started dying.
no,
But yeah, I
I'm
literally couldn't
setting me
see
off
for like
again.
a couple of
I'm gonna
weeks
lose
Yeah,
it.
okay.
out of one eye. But now you can see it's a little bit red, but my vision's there.
Yeah.
So we thank God.
And
He
you were
can
there.
see again.
You were there for the huge thing that Kat predicted, which was that the Lionesses would go all the way. Kat, you
Yeah.
predicted that very well played.
Thank you guys.
I was
Well
Mystic
done.
Cat
Mystic
back at
Cat
it.
is back
Mystic Cat.
again.
At
We
it.
love to see it. But yeah, Lionesses obviously brung it home. The man them couldn't, so the gal them did.
That's
you know,
it.
that's what
Love
they're
that.
saying back home. But
Yeah.
I was so happy that I was home for that because it was like a moment that you could kind of soak in. Everyone was
Yeah,
buzzing.
I was gonna say what. So tell us, like, how did you watch the game? What was the
I was
vibe?
I was watching it at home with the fam and stuff, and I didn't really want to go out and do all that drunk stuff. But all my friends were literally out.
Really?
It was like the town was on fire. Everyone was super supportive of them. You could really see it was an emotional moment because you could see how much it meant to the girls
Yeah.
and how much it meant for the female game. Like even Alex Scott, when she was commentating, she was like basically breaking down in tears because she was like the next generation of girls in England like watching for the first time. They're just
Yeah.
watching football and they can see what just happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's an amazing moment in history. So we love it, man. We're
Is that,
really
would you say
embracing it.
that's the first real football moment, female football moment for you growing up in
Oh,
England?
football, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For a long time, like obviously with the men you get close, but to see him actually like follow through and win it, you know what I mean? Watching the finals and you thinking, oh, you know what? Is it going to be a runner-up medal again? It was nice to see him fully come through, and against Germany too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually watched the German game live at the stadium. So I went to the semi-finals. I got tickets, luckily, and I was there with one of my mates, and it was the semi-finals, and what was the end score? I think it was 3-2 to Germany.
Maybe the French in the semi, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was a good game.
Yeah.
Like it was packed. People were loving it, and I was like, the women's game has gone so far,
Yeah.
and it's good football. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
like it's
exactly
good
right.
football to watch. So I loved it, embraced it.
What's massive, the three
It's
biggest
so
crowds
cool.
of the European calendar have been female games, which is a crazy
Yeah,
stat.
because
in
they
itself.
set the record for biggest attendance in all Euros, male and
Yes,
female games.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, so it's massive. So it's great.
You just don't get the hooligans. That's all. I think that's probably why people like it. A little
Right,
bit
so it's
more.
cleaner.
It's like you go there, atmosphere's still there, there's just no hooligans.
Yeah.
So that's actually a selling point.
Yeah, it's literally it.
And for football fans, it's like, why not? It's like you get now, for people that weren't really into women's football before, you now have twice the football. You can get excited for twice the amount of shit. Premier League's back, so's the WSL.
Yeah.
World Cup's coming up soon, so's the Women's World Cup. It's like you
Yeah.
just have twice the amount of tournaments to G up for and throw your jerseys on, and twice the chance of winning.
Yeah.
As you guys found out.
100%,
Couldn't win
yeah.
for many years.
There we go.
Now you got one.
Girls
so
bring it home.
it's fantastic. No, it is a great story. I got away as well, but before I got away, I went over to Perth for the preseason.
You did.
Ooh, how was that?
It was good. Caught a
That the
few
United one?
United,
Yeah.
Villa, Leeds, and Palace.
Yeah.
Was good. Got to the games. Was nice. Met a few of the players briefly.
How was it? Who did you meet?
Jaden Sancho,
Ooh. Is he super
Bruno
cool?
Fernandes.
Bruno as well?
Jaden's cool. Yeah, Jaden's really cool. Bruno was nice. Like, chill. Steven Gerrard.
Stevie G. That's
You
a
met
big name drop
Stevie
there.
G.
Stevie
Just
G.
briefly.
Did you use your voice when you met
What do you
him?
mean?
Your Stevie G
No.
voice?
Did you always do that?
Yeah. Yeah, gosh.
Imagine if you said that the first time you met him. That
He
would've been
wasn't in the
funny.
mood. He wasn't in the mood. He was actually blowing up about the pitch, to be fair. He
Oh,
wasn't,
really?
He
He
wasn't
wasn't
happy. He
like
wasn't
the
happy.
state of the pitch.
Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty
Ooh.
bad. He wasn't happy with the state of the pitch.
Is that what ground was it?
They played at the big one in Perth, Optus Stadium.
And
They
Optus
play-
Stadium
they play-
pitch wasn't in
Well,
good.
because they play AFL on there,
Oh,
like
of
literally
course,
all the
like-
time.
Cutting it up.
And it was pissing down in Perth as well.
Oh.
Jeez.
It's pretty bad. Anyway, but no, the ones I actually had a lot of time with was Crystal Palace. Went into training,
Oh, sick.
did a proper interview with Patrick Vieira, and then
What
met
about
a lot of the
Jeffrey Schlupp?
players.
Did you meet
Nah.
him?
Spoke with Nathaniel Klein.
I'm good. Well, I'm good friends with someone that's best friends with him, so
Right,
I kind of know
with
him
Schlupp.
through a mutual friend. Not best friends with Schlupp, but
Yeah,
you
with
know,
his mate.
with his mate. So I'm like,
One
oh,
degree
Schlupp.
of separation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just that little
he
bit.
seems like a cool guy.
Yeah.
No, Nathaniel Klein was great. He was trying to whip up some Aussie slang for me on
Oh,
camera.
really? What about
he was,
Zaha?
He was really good. Zaha didn't travel. A lot of the players didn't come to Australia
Yeah.
for Palace, which was shit. But I had a good laugh with a few of the... Man, I tell you what, they're fucking huge.
Oh, yeah.
Players.
I think I'm a reasonably tall bloke, but I'm there with... To be fair, I was doing an interview with Jack Butland, goalkeeper,
Yeah.
and
I
Joel,
mean,
Joel
usually
Ward.
pretty tall.
And Joel Ward, though, defender,
Yeah,
like centre
yeah.
back, he was a giant as well, and they
Wow.
were having a good laugh. So they were good banter. They were like full giving me proper stuff, like talking about birthdays, who they wouldn't invite from the team,
Oh,
who
really?
Oh,
they
that's
would invite, like
funny.
shit like
Oh,
that.
nice,
Like they
good.
were
Yeah,
they
that's
were
what
having
you
a
want.
right
That's
laugh.
what you
Yeah,
want. Love
yeah,
that.
yeah. No, they were good. So that was good fun. But it has been busy for all of us. Now the season kicks off. We're all back to work.
Yep.
Plenty of shit in the pipeline, not just for the externals, but also for Born Offside, because we're going to take it to another level. So, guys, thanks so much for joining us so far on the journey, but it's time to take Born Offside to another level. We're looking at new guests. We're looking at potentially a new studio, so keep an eye out for that. We want to go to more games as well, because the
Yes.
Australia Cup's been absolutely pumping here. Myself and Kat just appeared on the most recent episode for the Australia Cup, but there's plenty more in the works there. We want to go down to games as the A-League season comes back around. The NPL finals are on. There's just football, as well as all the European stuff. Transfers. Let's kick it off.
Let's talk
Transfers. Let's talk Turkey. Best transfer so far. I mean, we've already had a bit of
Turkey.
No, that's not what I'm talking.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a saying.
He
Let's
doesn't
talk
Oh,
turkey.
transplant. Okay.
No,
I was thinking hair transplant, turkey.
no, don't worry
Is that
about
what
that.
they say? It?
Hey,
Hair transplant, turkey.
is that what it is?
That's the thing.
That is a thing.
You go to Turkey to
Yeah,
get
that's
hair transplant.
the-
Yeah,
that's
it's like
where
turkey
you-
teeth.
Yeah, turkey teeth and
yeah.
turkey hair
Yeah,
transplant.
Yeah,
yeah,
everything's
yeah.
cheaper in Turkey.
Trust me, it's the same
Yeah.
trip basically.
Right,
Yeah, you
right.
go get both.
Yeah.
Gotta get both.
Yeah.
I've seen
I know,
photos
like-
of people on like a turkey flight where you
Yeah.
can tell everyone's had
Everyone's got the hair like that. Yeah.
So if they're going to Turkey or back from Turkey.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
because
thing, bro.
they've all just got like the anyway. We're not going to go
Anyway,
into it. But
we're not going to go into that.
how did we get onto
Let's
that?
talk transfers. I actually heard the latest rumor is that a few Turkish clubs were throwing in for Cristiano Ronaldo. What is going on there? Is Cristiano
So
Ronaldo?
would he do that?
I
Would he
don't
go to
think-
Turkey?
I don't think he would. Is
Wouldn't
Cristiano
go.
Ronaldo leaving United?
Listen, the body language tells me he's not happy. Ten Hag seems like he's came in and been like, I know you're Cristiano Ronaldo, but I've got to
Yeah.
I've got a
run.
plan.
I've got a plan. I've got to run this club properly, and I don't know if you fit into that or not. You could see yesterday when I watched the game, happy that they lost, but you could see that he panicked straight on, bring Ronaldo on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Half time. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So it doesn't look good. But I think that job's cursed. I've said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Job's cursed. From when Mourinho said years ago, finishing second was
his best
great-
Do you know
he
what?
was not fucking lying.
Hindsight, I
In
swear, you're not the
hindsight.
first person to
it's
bring
bad,
that up,
it's
and I'm always like, damn, that's true.
They look good in pre-season.
Yeah, but it's pre-season.
I know it's pre-season, but they looked
Yeah,
solid.
so did Liverpool, but like,
expected-
what the hell was?
Well, they beat you
That game
4-0
the other
in pre-season, Man United. They
well,
look like they were, I know
except
it's
that game.
Yeah, I know. But it's just, look, they lost the opening game
Yeah.
at home to Brighton. Yeah, the Ronaldo saga. He left in the last friendly match against Real Valladolid. He was taken off at halftime. And he left.
early. Yeah, I saw that.
You know who that reminds me of?
He's gonna. He's gonna say
Yeah.
me.
Me
My
and Olan-
my last ever game for
Me-
you and
Are you for
SW.
real?
Me and Olan played together, and he had to
I was
leave the club because he was
fuming.
fuming. He came off at halftime. He left the ground, and the
Yeah,
club was having
Wait,
none
why
of
were
it.
you fuming? What happened?
It was just a shit show. we got pumped like it was like 2-0, and I was like
2-0 and you left?
It was
We-
but it was a build up.
It was a lot of other.
It was a lot of other stuff. Yeah,
We're not going to get
Context,
into it.
Yeah,
It was
like,
funny
yeah, there's
'cause-
a lot of other stuff. I've never ever left before, by the way.
Yeah,
Ground early. That was the first time.
right. And
So I
it was
do-
And hopefully the last.
It was just funny because Olan left with another teammate as well, and they both, like, the club took
Yeah, it was
severe
like-
action against
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I was thinking, you can't even do that at that level. Yet Cristiano Ronaldo,
Does what he wants.
Does what he wants. He
what
can leave anytime
Didn't
he
even
wants.
get a palm on the wrist.
yeah,
But
yeah,
a few,
Wow.
but there were other players that left early as well from the United one.
right.
You do know that there was like 2 people that left, but no one ever mentioned
No
them
one
because
mentions them, it's all
it's
about
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
you know?
Ronaldo's
Yeah.
the headline, yeah.
Ronaldo's a
But
headline.
I think for as long as Ronaldo's giving off those mixed messages that he doesn't want to be there, he's
Mm.
such a weight on the team.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And
tough.
on the progress.
Where does he go though?
I know.
You know?
That's the tough thing. Where does
Who
he
wants
go?
him?
Who can afford him? To?
Who can afford his wages? Yeah.
You know, I have no idea. Like I can't really see him going.
Sporting makes sense. Back home.
Yeah, I think to Portugal would be safe as well. Did you guys see? There was some talk about him going to Atletico Madrid,
Yeah.
and there were all these signs
They don't
saying
want him.
that at a game from Atletico fans being
Yeah.
like, "We don't want Ronaldo,"
Yeah.
basically,
Really?
like
Yeah.
the Spanish equivalent of
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
I know. It's
Yeah.
just it's hard because it's like one of those things where it's like you see these with footballers sometimes they're so good, and when they keep playing, it's like you almost sometimes go, oh, I don't want their legacy to be hit.
Yeah.
Is Ronaldo's legacy being hit if this
Nah.
continues?
Nah,
Nah.
I don't think it's been hit at all because he's still achieved so much
Yeah.
for United
Yeah, yeah.
in what he could do with that squad that he had. He still
Right.
won them a few matches. He still drawn them, had them a couple points. There were definitely countless times where the game was done and Ronaldo scored a goal, and that's
Yeah.
why they've won. You know, we'll still remember those parts, but I think the next step is now as we talk about like where does he go? You
Yeah.
know, the next club he goes to, I think that could be like, is it time for you to just retire
Call it a
now
day, yeah.
so we can remember you like that? But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does he? I mean, another option would just be like, just get to this World Cup. Just get to this World
True.
Cup. Let this be your finals. I mean, it's weird that we're even saying this because Ronaldo finished 3rd highest scorer in the Prem last year for a team that was coming 6th, 7th.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he
still
got him
got-
out of the Champions
And
League
how
group
many
on
of
his
those
own.
were clutch goals? too?
Yeah, yeah.
He just
He's
came
still-
through
he's
when
still
they
a,
needed
He's still a
him.
goal
Yeah.
scorer. At
He
the end of the
still
day,
score.
you put the ball in the box and it's gonna go in 9 times out
Yeah.
of 10
Yeah.
with him. So
Give me, I mean, look, we're still going to keep an eye out. There's obviously still a few weeks to go in the transfer window. What was the best transfer in world football for you?
Of this season?
Yeah, this season.
So far, I'm really happy with the Nunez transfer. I don't know
Right.
how it's going to go. I know a lot of people are like speculating not as good as it seems,
Right.
which may be the case. However, thank God for him on the weekend.
He's deadly. He can
Thank
tell
God.
he's deadly. He gets into good
Yeah, yeah,
positions.
yeah.
He said
I think-
he's a mixture of Zlatan and someone else. Who was it? Mitrovic, maybe.
Yeah.
He's like a mixture.
Mitrovic is amazing, by the
Yeah,
way.
he's like a mixture.
Was
of
it
them.
was it a Vuj
Just Vuj. I
that
think
said
it's-
he was he can't tell if he's Marouane Chamakh
Oh, that was
or
it.
Zlatan
Oh, that's the
Ibrahimovic.
Yes,
one.
that was
That's the
it.
one.
He's like a combination
Yeah.
of Shamak and
because he looks a
Zlatan.
bit jammy at times.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. But
He
it
gets in the right
works.
spots.
It
Yeah,
works.
it
He
works
does it.
for him, yeah.
But I think maybe more objectively, the best
Yeah.
transfer would have been potentially one of the Spurs signings. So
Right.
I think the Perisic signing's very, very good.
Spurs just in general have
had a
dominated. the
great
I
window.
just think
Yeah.
that they
Had a
look
great
so
window.
clean right
They do,
now.
yeah, yeah.
And watching them over the weekend,
Yeah.
I was very impressed by them.
Worst?
I'll do best.
Go for best.
I'll go quite obvious first. Well, obviously Haaland.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Massive.
yeah. Sorry,
Massive,
that's
obvious.
an
But
obvious
I
one,
think Jesus for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was a signing.
Yeah.
Like how much he, in pre-season, if you watched how good he's been, and also obviously opening day of the season, now it's like Arsenal were like looking for parts of the puzzle that they were missing because last season they obviously built something pretty good and they were just missing little parts.
Yeah.
Then the Zinchenko and Jesus signing has just been like, oh, this is
Yeah.
a squad now.
Yeah.
True.
They're
true,
actually
true,
going to
true.
be extremely hard to beat.
Yeah.
So I think Jesus might be probably the best signing for
I
me.
think he's the one that people are really excited for as well. I
Mm.
mean, like, not to bring up fantasy already, but
Yeah.
I think something like 70% of people brought in Jesus. He's the most
Yeah.
brought in, like, transferred in
Yeah,
player.
'cause he's pretty
ever.
cheap in fantasy, right? He's
Yeah,
got a decent value.
I think
yeah.
he's like an 8 mil or something, which is
This
very
is his
cheap
time.
for a striker.
He was never going to hit that, unfortunately, at Man City. He wasn't the main man, but he really developed as a player.
I
So
think
let's see.
again, they might even he's got that chip on his shoulder a little
Yeah.
bit. Like,
Point to
didn't
prove.
value me that
Yeah.
highly, and I'm going to show you guys why.
I'll show you that I'm
yeah.
like a playmaker.
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah,
guy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Worst?
look, I don't know about worst signing. We haven't had enough time to really look at
Yeah.
it. But I think seeing that what Barcelona's doing at the moment, I think
What is going on at Barca, bro?
They've
Oh,
signed
it's a
everyone.
shambles.
Like,
But apparently they can't sign them now.
so I saw a tweet that was like Levin.
Lewandowski.
It was like Levin Golski, and then it was like, what was the tweet? It was like what was it? It was like something funny, but saying that they couldn't sign him.
Yeah, it's like you got him, but you don't.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Lewandowski.
Yeah, it was like Levin Golski or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, apparently La Liga have now rejected 5 of their signings. Look, they're going to push this through because
Yeah,
they always
Because
push
what,
this
they,
through.
It'll
what
end
they're
up-
doing is they're signing players based on money that they could earn.
Yes.
So they don't actually have the money
Yeah.
to sign the players.
Yeah. Well, the problem here is, right, I think the other thing they've done is they plan to sign players and offload others, but they haven't managed to offload them yet. So you've got players there. I mean, Memphis Depay, Neto, Samuel Umtiti, Serginho Dest, Pjanic, Braithwaite, they're all still on the payroll. They haven't left yet. They have been rejected. Kessier, Christensen, Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Jules Koundé have not been registered yet. It kicks off this season.
Oh my god!
This weekend.
This weekend.
And they're not registered for the club.
And they're not registered yet. So there's problems going on. And there's also, Frankie de Jong came out saying they hadn't paid all his wages.
because he wanted
the
to go
whole
to
Frankie
United.
de Jong situation is
Strange,
a whole other
apparently
can of worms as well.
Barca owe him 120 mil.
Imagine
And
you're
he
waiting
can't
for cash.
go to United because they owe him that money before he goes or something like that.
Imagine them going like, yeah, man, times are tough. Like, we'll get back to you. And then you flick on the news. We've just signed Lewandowski. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm fuming. Someone needs to be sued.
Oh, man.
I'm
don't
sure they're being
understand
sued
how-
as we speak.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand how this is happening because
Yeah.
obviously they're still getting players off the whole Barca name.
Yeah.
But is the club in a mess?
Does it even work? Is there money there?
Is the money even there? Like, can they even? But they're just getting it off the name. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, they've got to start selling more shit. They already sold the
Yeah.
stadium, right? It's a Spotify Camp Nou now.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't
no
that
way.
sad?
Yeah. Well, yeah. you
It's a
gotta do-
Spotify Camp Nou.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
That
Yeah.
sounds weird as fuck.
That's why I remember all that when
Spotify, yeah.
Rafinha, Chelsea wanted Rafinha, and there was this tweet going out: all Chelsea fans cancel your Spotify premium,
Oh,
and we'll just take that because at the moment you're funding Rafinha's transfer.
that's funny.
Yeah, look, I don't know. Let's see what happens. I kind of, for the good of El Clasico, for the good of that league, I would like Barcelona to be strong. I hope they
Same.
don't collapse. It's a huge club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's see. I mean, that's probably the worst transfer saga. I will say best transfer I'm keeping my eye on is Angel Di Maria for free to Juventus.
Wow.
because I
free.
think
And the
he's
fact
free.
that it's free transfer as well.
And he's still so good.
Yeah.
He's still so good.
And
I think
how
he's
do you
gonna
feel
turn
about
out.
Dybala at Roma?
Yeah, I was gonna say that as well.
Best
That was a-
unveiling of a player?
Oh, unbelievable!
I didn't see that unveiling.
Man, they had the whole city turn out,
They
like,
had-
right, and they just put him on these big steps and just let the whole city welcome him and sing the Roma song to him and stuff.
What?
It was
I
sick.
would have. I wanted to cry, and I have
Oh
no
my
emotional
days.
connection to either.
Rome's really like that though. Like
Yeah,
they
passion.
really embrace their players.
Yeah,
you know.
they do, man. They
I
do.
think I saw. I think I saw something about a player or something when he was at a nightclub or something, right? And it was either a player or influencer, or someone, right? They were at a nightclub or something like that, and they got a table. They had booked a table, right?
Yeah.
And they were going in, and the guy who gives them the table was like, "Listen, mate, sorry, can't do your table, right?" And he was like, "We've paid and everything. Like, what the hell?" And there's other people who had booked tables just like shuffling out slowly, right? And everyone's like not even mad,
Right.
And then he goes to see like who's on the end table, and it's Totti, and everyone's just like,
That's sweet. You can have it, right?
No worries,
it's
bro.
Totti. Like that's how they work. Like
Yeah.
he can go in there, he can
Yeah.
do whatever he wants. It's
Yeah.
like they really the whole city embraces him. You
Yeah.
know, like he's a
Yeah.
legend. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
Footballers in Italy, like it's next level.
There's a next level passion. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
you saw Napoli's farewell for Insigne, now Roma's hello, and then Dybala got all that, and Gini Wijnaldum signed. Then he got a shitty little video coming out of the
Sorry,
water.
what
Did you
was
see
that?
Well, I didn't see that.
He was
either.
like in
I
the
saw
water
a
with
funny
his eyes,
meme
like
that was like when Ginny being like, but Dybala got everyone in the square, and he's like, just get in the water. Ginny."
Get in the water,
it
Jimmy.
was so shit.
Oh my God.
It was so shit.
That's funny.
Don't you also feel like Ginny is one of those players who's just like keeps signing with like mad clubs?
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
Roma are building a serious team, man. Watch out for Roma this year. I
Yeah.
mean, they beat Tottenham in a preseason friendly, played quite well against them. They won 5-0 against Shakhtar yesterday in a preseason. They're looking very, very good. Jose Mourinho's cooking up a storm there, so watch this
course.
space.
Mourinho Ting.
Mourinho
course.
Tings, exactly right. I mean, the Premier League did kick off, and we already spoke a little bit about it. Your team, Liverpool, slipped up on the first day.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
It's no, we don't freak out about the
No.
first week. in
Exactly.
football.
And I was happy for Fulham.
Me
I was
too.
happy for Fulham because they always turn up and like the first day, you know, they're getting relegated.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was
You
nice
know-
to be like, they might stick around.
It's also
Yeah.
a reminder how good of a player Mitrovic is.
Yeah.
That man
always
knows how
loved-
to score a goal.
Yeah.
Like he won't even have that many chances,
Yeah.
but likelihood of him getting it in.
So I watched
high.
his analysis on the game just gone, and when he came last time, he was just purely goal scorer. But this time, he's like added a little element where like his hold up plays good, like
Yeah.
he can turn, he can play. He's good in 1v1 scenarios. So I think he's added like a little element this time.
Yeah.
So he's actually going to be a little bit more effective in the Prem, you know. And
Yeah.
I love him. He's just like
Yeah.
a bullyish.
Maybe
sort of
championship was
striker.
the best thing for a player like him.
Well, I mean, you have to come in confident when
Yeah,
you break the
yeah.
record by that much. Can we confirm something? There's something that the commentators keep saying on the Premier League broadcast that it shits me, okay?
Okay, hit me.
Okay.
So apparently on the weekend, Mitrovic obviously won the penalty against Van Dijk.
Yeah.
They said that Mitrovic
wasn't
was
a
the
pen.
first player to dribble past Van Dijk
What?
ever in the Premier League.
That can't be.
Ever.
Have you heard this stat that Van
I
Dijk's
haven't heard-
never been dribbled past? That is
No,
bullshit.
I've heard it. I've heard the stat that like.
I know you love him.
Yeah, nah.
Fuck off.
I
Come
can't.
on, seriously?
That's a stupid stat.
Come
I've heard
on.
the stat that he's never been like dribbled past for a certain amount of games. Not ever.
In the Prem, that's what I heard. I mean, producer Shabs, you heard that one? I heard that one on the weekend.
That's
I'm sorry.
bullshit.
Even
That's
as a
not right.
Liverpool fan who
Come
loves
on.
Van Dijk, I swear I've seen people dribble.
Mate, he's a
dribble
good player,
past
but
him.
let's
nah,
relax
come
now.
on,
He's
no,
not
no,
Jesus.
no.
That's
Like-
one of
no way.
those stats though that they can just throw out there and hope no one checks.
Yeah, they're like no one caught that
Come
one.
on, bro. Like, I don't
Sorry,
know
what?
about that. I don't know
Nah,
about
and
that.
speaking of Van Dijk,
Yeah.
he wasn't the
Nah.
greatest, was he? Obviously, he gave away the pen, but I've said this since he's come back. He's good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's really, really good, and he's still world class. But is he the Van Dijk where nobody's getting past him? I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
If he's that Van Dijk, you know what I mean? You know,
He's
the-
not as much of a wall as he was,
As he was.
those
It's like-
first couple of seasons.
Yeah.
But to your point, he came back from injury. He hasn't really played
Yeah.
consistently for that long. Like, you know,
Yeah.
let's see what happens
Yeah,
over the
let's see.
season.
Well, it's going to be a very interesting year for the Prem, for all European football, but let's take the Prem because some centre-backs are rocking up now. I mean, how good was Saliba for
amazing.
Arsenal? He
Yeah.
was fantastic.
took him a long time, but he got there.
Yeah, I mean, he was great.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Koulibaly now, let's see what he does. He's super highly rated.
So-
Even
That's another great signing.
mate,
You know what he did that I didn't agree with?
what?
He's taken JT's number.
I like it. You don't
he
like
called,
it?
He called up JT and asked for if he could have permission, obviously, to
Oh
have
my
the number.
god.
That's such the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, it's
The fact
such
that
a
he
big
called it.
It
weight.
was so cute. And
Yeah,
JT's
but
like, yeah, mate,
Yeah, mate, you can have it. He's like, thank you very much. But I just feel like it's such a big weight.
You think so?
That's like taking the 10 jersey at Barca. It's not the same. Like,
Right.
no matter what you do,
Yeah.
you're not Messi. It's the same thing. No matter what you do for us at Chelsea, yes, you can be extremely good.
Yeah.
But do you
won't
think
be
taking
JT.
his number doesn't mean he's trying to be him?
No, it
Or that
doesn't.
he's
Because he was
trying to
already
be that
26 his whole career
Yeah,
at
he was
Napoli.
already 26.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, but in my head, I was just like,
Yeah. Yeah, it
every
is.
Chelsea fan is going to see 26 and say JT.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Well, I mean, I'd love to see it work out. I love him as a
Yeah,
player.
I love him as a
The
player.
biggest signing I want to talk about defenders is Diego Carlos at Villa. Now, Villa have started terribly, right?
That was
Steven Gerrard.
really bad.
Yeah, Steven Gerrard could be in some strife. But that signing, I was so shocked when I saw it. Diego Carlos, right? Sevilla had the third best defense in Europe, best defense in Spain last year. Diego Carlos turned down the opportunity to play Champions League with Sevilla to go sign for Villa in the Prem. Shows the power of the Premier League
Yeah.
attracting players. And that started poorly, didn't they? They lost to Bournemouth in the first game.
Yeah, I think the Stevie G that you met is probably the same Stevie G that showed up.
He was
that
cranky.
day.
He did
Yeah.
seem cranky.
How was Stevie G when you met him?
Well, he's aged. He's aged 20 years since he's retired.
I honestly think managing a team or coaching a team would absolutely do that to you.
100%. It's
The
tough.
stress.
Yeah, it is stressful.
It's
You look
tough.
at Lamps at Everton, he's stressed.
Yeah, he's stressed out. He's already got a lot of grey hairs. If Eric Ten Hag had hair, he would have lost it already. I'll tell you that much.
That's why all these managers are bald.
They just already start bald because, I'm taking the United job, shave my head
Shave
so
it
no one
straight
sees
away.
it.
They already know.
He's
And then go
apparent-
to Turkey later.
Yeah. He's apparently already implemented a few changes. I don't know if you knew this. I didn't know this one, but Man United, right, they've already changed the dugout. So they've changed their side.
I heard
Right.
about that.
Okay.
So it used to be the away dugout for many, many years. He's now put his team there because it's closer to the at Old Trafford, the
Yeah.
tunnel is in the corner of the pitch.
Yeah.
They used to have to walk past the away team to their dugout.
want that.
He swapped it. So he made
Oh.
that change. He cut the grass shorter at Man United's training ground, as short as possible to make the ball zip quicker because they need to learn to play quicker football apparently.
Oh no, that's offside. So far offside.
Why?
Why is that offside?
Because you play for United.
Yeah.
The ball should be zipping anyway.
Well, I don't
also
know,
The
bro.
ball should be. That's basically saying like the first touches aren't good enough. So I need to cut it a bit shorter so it zips better. Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Well, proof is kind of in the pudding. The first touch isn't good enough.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. And this last one, players, I agree with this one. Players aren't allowed to bring their mobile phones to team meals.
It's a good meal.
Very
That's
white. That's a good. That's
Oh
very-
god.
that you had it.
I'm just getting back here. So
You're
Hold
jet
on,
lagged.
hungry guys.
it's a good.
That's a good one.
That's a good one for
That's
me.
probably why Jesse
Yeah, I
Lingard
didn't know
left.
that.
Yeah.
He loves
He
it.
couldn't make TikTok.
No, he couldn't
Well,
make
yeah.
TikToks.
Hey, I love Jesse.
No, I do love Jay Lingard.
Jay
as well.
Lingard.
I
That's
saw
my
the
guy.
funniest video on TikTok of Jesse Lingard meeting some young fans, and they
Right.
were absolutely losing their shit,
Really?
like
They were screaming?
screaming, and
Really?
he's just filming from his car. These kids are basically on top of him in his car. It was so
Oh,
funny.
really?
So
I love
funny.
him. He's
I love
so
that.
funny.
I love when you see those moments.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, well, that's, poor start we know for United. The one I want to talk about was Jurgen Klopp after the game. You see
Yeah.
that little comment that he made about the pitch being dry. You talk about pitches.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've heard people go, the pitch was really wet. The pitch was really dry?
Yeah, but
Is that a complaint?
Klopp always has something to say when
He's
it
a bit of a
doesn't
whinger,
go-
isn't he?
He is. When it doesn't go directly his way, he always has a little like
I
something
do
to
think
say.
that's a bit of a Liverpool culture thing. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do like to find, and I'm saying this as a Liverpool fan
Yeah.
because I've gotten used to hearing it.
Right.
There's always kind of like a reason outside of the team for a loss.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you hear him, he says first and foremost like how bad the team was and all of that kind of stuff, and then he goes, "Well, pitch was dry as well."
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Yeah, like, well, the pitch was just as dry for Fulham, so
Yeah,
exactly.
well, Fulham had a cheeky tweet the next day, right? They put a picture of Craven Cottage with the sprinklers going,
Oh,
and
my
they said
God.
Craven Cottage looking absolutely lush yesterday.
I love that.
So they showed the
A
sprinklers.
little
before the
jab.
game.
A
I
little
love
jab.
when football
Accounts take a
clubs
dig.
use their social media like
Yeah.
that, like for the banter.
That's
It's
the
so
best.
good.
I love it.
The admins are great. The
They
admins
are
are
good.
brilliant. Jake Paul, actually.
That's not a name I expected.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul weighed into the Fulham Liverpool opening match. So he used the hashtag FullLive, which is the official hashtag.
Good on him.
You're tweeting about the game.
Oh.
And he said, time for the Reds. My prediction for the season. He put Liverpool first, City second, Tottenham, Man United fourth, Chelsea, Arsenal, blah, 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 blah. Kept going. And he put, disclaimer, only thing I know 100% certainty is that Liverpool are better than Arsenal.
I mean,
I actually, I think
mean,
of
he's
everything
not
that he
wrong.
did.
Now, I think why he's done this, right, is because obviously his brother
Oh, great
Logan
marketing.
Paul.
It's
Yeah.
great marketing.
and KSI, they're energy drink
Arsenal.
or whatever that is, Prime, sponsored Arsenal.
That's right.
So he's taking a little cheeky dig there.
Wasn't
now.
KSI in that new Arsenal documentary?
Yeah. Apparently, I think he is. Well, KSI loves his Arsenal.
Yeah, he's a hardcore Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. So
Okay.
Nah, that makes sense. I was thinking, what the hell is he doing tweeting about
yeah.
football?
Well,
I mean, to your point, it's great marketing.
great
but also
marketing.
the only true thing that he said was that last comment.
was that Liverpool
Because
hire?
even as a Liverpool fan, after that performance on the weekend, I'm not so
Well,
sure about how.
Well, if you
we're
look at the
gonna go
table
this
at the moment,
season.
Arsenal are higher. Tottenham are on top of the table. You mentioned the Arsenal doco. We had a question from a good friend of the pod, Nick Stav.
Man, like
Nick said, onside or offside, Arsenal's all or nothing doco.
Well, I haven't seen
I need
it.
to watch it.
Yeah.
I think we
But
all need to go home
They
and watch
didn't win
it.
anything, so probably offside.
You don't think you should release a doco?
If you
unless
don't win
want-
anything, you got to scrap the whole doco. It's literally nothing. All or nothing.
Definitely not all.
It's just nothing.
You know what I
Right.
mean? It has to be scrapped. It has to be scrapped. I don't want to see it.
I don't know because I get what you're
They
saying.
just need to
Yeah,
change
me
the name
too.
on the doco.
Just nothing with Arsenal.
This is bad. This is bad. I know we're gonna get some comments about that one, but I just think they got to change the name of the doco because how good was the City one? All or nothing.
Yeah, I did watch the
Amazing.
City one. It's interesting because you watch. It's a whole different experience watching that City one where it's like they win every week, and then watching like Sunderland Till I Die, which actually shows you a
Yeah,
collapse.
but that's
You know.
such a good.
Sunderland
It's
Till I
arguably better.
Die
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But what do you
Inside.
learn from watching a documentary where like everything goes right anyway? Like
Exactly.
there is something interesting about watching a story about a club like Arsenal that has such a rich history that's going through such a
change.
transformative or transitional kind of
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just saying like 15 minutes ago how well Arteta has controlled this transfer season.
Yeah.
So maybe it is actually a really nice way for him to, I guess,
Transition.
introduce this new Arsenal.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
I
well,
agree.
I wanted to because we threw up a story just earlier today to all our fans. So that's what Nick
The
Stav replied
questions.
to. But we've got so many questions. So I thought I'm going to flick through them because a lot of these questions, they're brilliant. They're actually really, really good. And I want to get a lot of people want to know our Premier League predictions. Right. So Nelson the G-Man has written in wanting our Premier League predictions. So really quick rapid fire. I don't want you to think too long about this. I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to your head. Olan Tekers, top scorer of the Prem.
Haaland.
Haaland.
No brainer.
Kat?
After this weekend, I agree. It's Haaland.
You don't go Darwin Núñez there.
No, not as a top scorer.
Right.
No.
Okay. All right. Goals per minute. Darwin Núñez is actually better, right? Because he came in last.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
no,
that
I
was one
think
game.
I think Haaland as well. Just because
He's Viking.
I mean,
He's gonna
honestly, Olan, if you're playing up front for City with all those players around you, surely you're bagging it for you.
100%.
Come on, how many times is the ball coming on the platter for you? You know?
You just got to put it on target.
You just got to tap it in,
No,
yeah.
I
How
think
many
what's
chances you're
amazing about
getting?
him is that not only is he an amazing scorer who can just make it happen, he's in a team like that.
Yeah.
It'll
People are
be
going to make
interesting.
the
Crazy.
opportunities
What will
for
be
him as well.
interesting is to see after this week how people are going to adapt to him because he is so fast
Right.
that if you play a high line, you're done.
Yeah, he's
So
he showed
everyone's
it.
just going to be defending on the edge of their box because
Yeah.
Yeah.
he is so quick. I didn't realize how quick he is running in behind.
man,
He's
yeah.
a powerful, and obviously he just needs a couple one or two chances,
it's
and
true.
it's going to be.
It could be a bit of a situation though where like Salah came back after that first season and he had been top scorer, and then all of a sudden every team's strategy was just to shut him down.
yeah.
Are we going to see that where
Yeah.
Didn't work
Haaland-
well, did it?
Yeah.
Fucking Salah still fucking
But
scores
it-
a shitload of
No,
goals
I know.
every year. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. It'll be interesting to see how teams try and adapt to
Yeah.
that. His pace is outrageous. I think we can all agree City and Liverpool are going to be in the top four. Right?
Yes.
It'd be
Yeah,
a
of
travesty
course.
if they weren't.
Of course.
Who else completes the top four? Cat, quick.
Spurs,
And
and I'm going to say Arsenal fourth.
right, North London,
I'm going Chelsea, Arsenal.
Chelsea, Arsenal. No Spurs.
Nah, no.
Nah,
Spurs.
you're not buying into this hype.
I'm not buying into it. I know. I'm not buying into it.
Hey.
Right.
I know Conte, but I'm just like Arsenal for me. When I just saw something, and
Yeah,
I'm like, you know
there's a little
what?
spark.
I think this is their
This is their
Champions
time.
League. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
something told me I was like, this might be.
See, I saw that too, but I wouldn't put Chelsea up there. I'd say
Yeah.
fifth.
I was worried about Chelsea making top four, but you know what? The signings have been really good, and I think they got another one or two coming. So
Yeah.
Chelsea will figure
Okay.
something out.
We'll figure it out.
They'll find their feet.
Yeah, I think so. But let's see. I mean, North London.
Do you agree with our top four? What's yours?
Yeah, I like it. I do like it. I'm halfway torn between. You know what? I'll go one different just to be different, and I'll go City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Spurs. Leave
Nice.
Arsenal. Just to make it all different.
Okay, cool.
But I'm torn. I think that is the top five.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
those five teams look very good. Quick one. First manager sacked.
Ten Hag.
Yeah.
I Actually, no, I don't think they're going to sack him. They have
Well,
to give him a little
they
bit.
they need someone to be in that job because no one's going to want
they've
it.
got to give him some sort of leeway. But I actually don't know because the United job's so intense that first 5-6 weeks you losing,
Yeah.
you could be gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's not so crazy.
Can you imagine?
No, I actually think it could happen.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I look, Leicester actually kind of surprised me a little bit because I thought the wheels were falling off at Leicester City, and obviously Schmeichel's left.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Brendan Rodgers, first manager sacked.
Okay.
But Steven Gerrard's also a shout. If he
I
doesn't-
thought you might say Stevie
Yeah, I was
G
gonna say Stevie
after
G,
that most
possibly.
recent
yeah,
review.
possibly just because they've spent a lot of money.
I kind of want better for Stevie than that. Like,
Yeah, I know,
He
I
needs
know.
a bit more time.
I know. I mean, Leicester, I feel like it's been coming. They were slipping last year, so if he does, if Brendan
Was
doesn't
that
fix it up.
were you having a go at
No,
Stevie
sorry.
G with the
Yeah,
slip?
slip. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, God.
Thanks for bringing
Just
it.
clock
That's
that.
good.
I did that to myself.
You did that to yourself. But yeah, everyone's loving the Prem chat here. Michael Clayton says Bournemouth staying up. We all know the answer. Up the cherries. Getting very excited after one
Hopefully,
game.
I have always liked Bournemouth as a club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Just because they've come up through all the leagues
Yeah.
in
It's a good
England.
story.
Yeah.
It's a great story. So I always love seeing them in the Premier League. But they've got a different gaffer now, don't they?
Yeah,
The same gaffer.
yeah.
I
No
just-
more. I
Who's
mean,
what- who's
because
the
obviously Eddie
gaffer?
Howe's doing a great job at
Yeah.
Newcastle,
Eddie
and we all
Howe,
remember
yeah,
Eddie Howe at
He's like
Bournemouth.
his face is Bournemouth to me.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
just like, it's still weird.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, AJ.
It's like Vieira. The
Not at
Arsenal
Arsenal.
fans were
Arsenal.
cheering.
Yeah.
They were chanting Vieira's name,
Yeah,
and he's
it's
trying
crazy.
to just like watch Palace, like don't even smile.
I love Vieira as a manager, and I think
Yeah.
Arteta's doing a great job. But I think if it ever doesn't work out with Arteta, I reckon Patrick Vieira will be
You
the
think
next.
he's the next?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think it would be
next
nice
in
to
line.
see as well.
Yeah, I think
He
so.
could be next
I
in
think
line.
so. AJ Barton 3 has asked whether United will finish outside the 8.
Eight.
I don't
Oh,
think
outside the eight?
I don't think so.
Nah.
I wouldn't say that's not even Europa.
Nah, come on.
Come on,
The-
nah.
No, no.
That's
They're
a
not that
shambles.
bad, man. Come
That's
on.
a shambles.
They'll come in clutch to make top 8 at least.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. And a lot of people, I mean, obviously there's so many questions coming in about the Prem. A lot of people asking us about that Barcelona situation. Crispy, the usual. We love our Crispy 04s back. Husky 99, if we're talking about Barcelona registering players. We've already spoken about that. Same with Heinrich. But I had a really good question here from Aesthetic Football. Teams that you're excited to watch around the rest of Europe and Australian football this season. So let's park the Premier League for a second.
Yeah.
Who else are you excited to keep up with?
Obviously, for me, Wanderers, we've made some
Yeah.
great signings this season. One of them, what's his name, right? This is actually pretty funny. So he used to play for Lyon.
Right.
Hold on, let me get this up. and I was like, how the fuck did we get this guy? How would you pronounce that?
Guedes?
Guedes, right?
Jueves.
Guedes. And one of the top comments on the thing was like, don't search up why he got kicked out of Lyon. So what did I do? I was like, what? Searched up why he got kicked out of Lyon.
Right.
Apparently,
Right.
he got kicked out of Lyon for farting too much in the changing room
Wow.
and laughing too much. Google it. He got kicked out for farting too much in the changing
He
room.
got kicked out.
It's in the like 3-4
They
news
had
articles.
that many complaints from other teammates.
Like, how
They were
bad were
like,
the farts?
We got to get this guy on the pod.
We gotta get him on the pod. We gotta get him
I
on
don't
the
know
pod.
if I want him on the
We'll
pod.
turn the aircon full blast. That'll help.
But
Come
I was
on.
like, he must be a decent player. That's why they kicked him out. He must be one of the boys.
Wow. And the
But,
Wanderers have picked him up.
Yeah, so that was one of the. But he's a very good player.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
That's different, Ollie. I'm
so
really
ex-
glad you told us about
So
that.
excited about the Wanderers, man.
Love the A-League angle. Cap, from the rest of Europe, who are you excited watching?
Well, this La Liga situation's interesting,
Right.
as always.
Yeah.
So I'm always keeping a keen eye on Barcelona and how they come back from all of this.
Yep.
I've had my eye on Betis since last season,
nice.
especially because
Nice.
we saw a different side of them, which
Yeah.
was amazing. I've got a list. Roma as well, to
Yeah,
your point. I think
class.
they are just looking so good right now.
Yep.
And I love Dybala, so I'm really excited to see him there.
Yeah.
And then finally, I would say because I've been watching so much of this Oz Cup stuff going
Yeah,
on, and I'm
yep.
just loving this local football chat that's going on. It's sparked, this fresh interest in me to just really consume more of that A-League and PL content. I would say I'm keeping a keen eye on kind of just the whole Oz Cup in general.
Right.
But let's go with Sydney United. I want to see what they do in this Oz Cup.
Really? Yeah, see if they can beat Western
Well, I
United.
watched
next one.
them. Oh, Sydney United. I watched them last night. They were terrible.
Yeah, you
Oh.
saw them against
Saw
Spirit,
them yesterday.
right?
Of
They weren't
course, they
terrible.
lost that.
They weren't terrible, but they were. It was a Sydney United that second half they were proper Sydney United.
Yeah.
First
They
half,
came back.
they lost their striker
But you know
Patrick,
what?
who's
Oh,
like,
what happened?
Yeah, I literally watched him pull his hamstring.
Oh,
Yeah,
so he
first
could
10
very well be out.
First
Okay,
10,
scrap
first,
that. I'm actually going to be looking at
first 10 minutes he pulled his hammy, bro.
Shit.
So they missed
no
him hugely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good, man. It was
Okay.
good, great to watch.
I think generally though, I'm just way more interested in like A-leagues and stuff than I
Yeah.
was before. And I am happy to be honest about that. Even before starting this podcast, like
Yeah.
I don't think I ever took enough time to really consume it and
Yeah.
enjoy it. But
It
I'm
does
enjoying it
feel-
way more these days.
It feels like something's happening, and I think the whole calendar reshuffle was great to have the whole Australia Cup
Yes.
before the A-League, because it's not a preseason cup. It is an important cup, but it
Yeah.
almost just gets you that extra bit excited.
sure.
You're going to have a final, and then the A-League kicks
Yeah.
off just in time. We obviously got a World Cup there
Yeah,
around the
of
corner
course.
as well.
And women's game too, obviously keeping a keen eye on everything that's happening in that space.
And that league's expanding finally as well, which is
Yes.
good to see. We had a lot of questions about the A-League. Before I get to that, I also mentioned that in the German Bundesliga, I'm excited to see if someone can beat Bayern now that there's no Lewandowski.
Right, of course.
Doesn't look like it early on because they hammered Frankfurt, champions of Europa League 6-1. But let's watch this space. RB Leipzig.
Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane's there, exactly right. We had a lot of A-League questions. Peter Slaveski said, thoughts on the
Slav.
A-League Slav. You know Slav?
Yeah, my guy.
Oh, right. Thoughts on the A-League signings so far, Nani, Austin, etc.
I like them.
Yeah,
I think they're really
I
good
did-
signings.
Yeah, I did a short little video about some of the signings coming in, and I'm excited about. I'm excited
Yeah,
about
same.
Nani. I'm excited about Charlie Austin.
Marquees are still important, are they?
Yeah, still very important. They just
Yeah.
add that little bit more hype.
Yeah.
People might go to the games a little bit more. All I ask is from the Marquees that they just like
Play.
deliver, like play, give us
Just
something.
play.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Jump on the pod.
just jump on the pod sometimes as well. Why not? And just deliver a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
That's
haven't
all
made
I-
it in Australian football till you've been on this
Until
couch.
you've been on the couch.
It's
you
true.
know.
It's true.
Mary App's been on here, you know what I mean?
Maps
Like, he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
playing in the Barca game,
That's
putting
it.
All-star.
All-Star Barca game, putting the Barca players in the pocket. So that's
Yeah.
what happens. You
That's
get on
right.
the couch, maybe you go and play in that game.
Well, Olan, Logan Potter directed a question just to you. Logan's asked, ask Olan about.
Yes.
Okay, yes, Logan, I will. Okay. Ask Olan about who he thinks could be the best marquee, realistically, for the league next season. So,
For A-League?
if you could pick up a marquee, realistic, all right? You can't.
Recently realistic.
Who would you pick up if that was your job at the A-League? Who you grabbing? It's got to be someone probably older, someone that we could afford here. Who you getting?
Zlatan.
Yeah.
I was going to say this.
That's
exact
what I'm
It's
same.
hard to
getting.
look past that,
Just
isn't it?
one season, just Zlatan in the A-League.
Zlatan, yeah.
Change things.
It'd be mad.
completely. See what he did when he went MLS?
Yeah.
People thought he was finished.
Yeah.
And he's one
Man's
of those,
never finished.
he's one of those people where like people that give him shit, he would just for people giving him shit, he's gonna go and bag a hat trick or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just add more flavour.
Yeah.
And I reckon he'd come on the poddy too.
I reckon.
No, our producer just laughing at that.
If he was at Wanderers, you reckon I'm not pulling every single string to get him in it?
100%.
I'm pulling every single.
And he would say
string.
some outrageous
He
shit.
says,
as well.
I'm pulling
would
everything.
love that.
That'd
He's
be
brilliant.
amazing.
He is brilliant.
I'd be
Yeah.
in there.
All right, project get Zlatan to Australia.
That's it.
I think that is a pretty good one, and we know it's a changing time, and a lot of people, obviously the MLS, you mentioned it, they're grabbing players left, right, and centre. Gareth Bale's there, for God's sake. He scored. He
Yeah.
scored on the weekend.
Is he?
For
Who did he-
LAFC?
Yeah, LA.
Yeah, but you
I didn't
missed
even
that.
know.
You've missed that.
He signed
If it's not English football, Alan doesn't give a English or
I
A
am
League.
such an
Wanderers.
English wanker.
If it's not
I am.
English.
I am. I know I am. It's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
LAFC.
he scored on the weekend. Chiellini did an outrageous handball. Did you see
I
that?
love that Chiellini's there as well.
He just right. The ball's bouncing over Chiellini, last man, and he just jumped up and just volleyball slapped the ball and got a yellow.
When you're
Don't know.
just over it.
He's just he can do what he wants.
Oh my days.
But there was a kind of question comment in on or onside or offside from Scorera. Scorera's asked Peter Shakespeare Drury leaving us for US coverage to secure the bag, onside or offside. So of course,
Wait, who?
when you're watching your Premier League, Peter Drury, the great one of the greatest commentators for many people, the poet that
Oh, for
Gone to-
Australians more.
for the Premier League. He
Oh,
was doing it
really?
in England.
I
He was
probably
doing
know
it
the
here.
voice.
You know the voice guaranteed.
He's what?
Peter Drury's now moved, so he doesn't do commentary for the Premier League. He only exclusively commentates for CBS, so for the American channels.
They need that.
And a lot of people are going over there. You know, they've got that mad show with Mika Richards
They
and
need
with
that. They
But
need that.
we've
They-
talked about this too, that the MLS are positioning themselves to
Yeah.
be the next big thing
Yeah.
in football.
Yeah.
Like we all pay attention to Premier League. They want it to be the exact same.
But for
case
Scarrera,
MLS.
right, his question is a good one because is it onside or offside for Peter
For
Drury,
him to
an
do that.
Englishman who's become the best commentator in the Premier League, to go, I'm not commentating for English audiences anymore. I'm only commentating for American because they get paid a lot.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Gotta go
Is
with
his
the bag,
motivation
miss.
the
You happy?
money,
Onside?
or is
go
the
with it.
motivation that he wants to spread the love for football in America? It's probably not the
probably
latter.
gonna make
so-
more-
It's probably the cash.
I mean, it might make more people watch the MLS though.
Right.
So I don't. Or is he commentating
think-
MLS or
No,
Premier League?
Is his
well,
CBS
I don't know if he's
content-
got any MLS as well, but he's commentating the Premier League in America.
Is the CBS content available to English people?
No, he's doing it.
No.
So then, no, he's not doing it to help English.
He's doing it for the
people.
he's doing it for the money.
He's doing it
But
for
can
the
you blame
bag.
him? Can you blame him?
Can't blame
Commentators
him.
don't get
No,
paid
no,
like
How
footballers.
long has he been playing?
How many people
commentating
move to
for-
America for the sake of money?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
he's
is what
been
it
commentating
is.
for how many years? He's given us all these years of content of him commentating. Why
Yeah.
not go get your big bag in America? Why not?
It's fair enough. Give a chance to another commentator to come up and take it.
Yeah.
True that. That's also another part of it.
Now, I've got a question in here. Well, not really a question. It's a statement from actually producer Shabs, who's usually behind the camera and doesn't throw his opinion in too much. But he's thrown this one in, and it's Leo Messi's bicycle kick on the weekend.
I saw it.
He said Leo Messi's bicycle kick is way overrated. He's practically on the ground. now, we all know
I
Shabs.
saw the kick, but
That's really
Shabs,
funny.
you're a Messi hater, right?
it's
Come on.
it was
He's
okay.
taking it on the chest as well.
Yeah, it was good.
There's a bit of
No,
skill
but, no,
involved.
but
It looked
more
like an
impor-
over 35. You could tell he's getting on.
Yeah, but more importantly, people were saying, "Did you see his touch?
Yeah, it was
that set
class.
up Neymar's goal."
That was not on purpose.
But that's what I'm saying. More important, people were saying that he meant to do
Nah,
that touch.
he did not.
No, people were saying that. Yeah, so I
love
don't
that.
know,
He
man.
can't do any wrong,
Nah,
man.
yeah, it wasn't. I don't think, like Shav said, I don't think it was amazing, but it was messy. So
It's Messi, so you let him have it.
No,
He's already on.
He's getting
That's
on.
funny though.
He's
Not
already
barely off
on
the
too.
ground. I'm done.
He's
That's how I
already-
would do
He's
it.
getting on.
He's already on 2 goals. Love to see it. Last thing I want to talk about, guys, is Fantasy Premier League because we did launch a Fantasy Prem comp. I think Olan was on the plane when we launched that.
Yeah, I was flying from Abu Dhabi to Australia.
So you missed that one.
So I missed the window. Sorry, guys.
He's already
couldn't afford the
one game
Wi-Fi on
week
the plane. So here we are.
So Olan said he's going to have a look and he's going to pick someone's team. So guys, make sure your teams are all in this league. Olan's going to pick one of you
Yes.
to basically piggyback the entire season,
Exactly
depending
what
on
I'm going to do.
which team he
So
likes.
I'm going to partner with somebody I'm going to look through all the teams, see
Picks the
everyone's
guy at the
players.
top.
I'm going to pick who I think has got the best team.
And all of a sudden, you're going to have to talk to Olan every week. So whoever
Yeah,
you are out
so
there, he's going to
If
pick
you're
your
in my
team.
Twitch, if you're on my Twitch and you've done it, then it's probably going to be one of you guys because I talk to them like every week.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there you
so-
go. So you're representing Olan in this competition. At the moment, I'm in front on the Born Offside couch.
Shocker.
We had a question here from Giuseppe Giuffre. Asked if there's going to be prizes for it. We're working on some prizes, some awesome prizes to give out every month for you guys because you deserve it. If you're topping the Born
Giuseppe's
Offside
just
league,
feeling good because he's
he's coming third.
quite close.
Yeah,
to the
he's
top. I
doing. It's
noticed
third
that.
isn't first though, so I wouldn't be
Yeah.
giving.
Relax, Giuseppe.
You don't get prizes for third, brother, unless you're first. Then you're not going to be getting them. Maybe high
If
score.
you're not first, you're last.
Exactly right. Exactly right. But you are a bit of a fantasy guru.
I am.
Tell me about this. Gabby Jesus, as you mentioned, was the
Yeah.
most picked player. Just an hour after full time, almost 700 fantasy Premier League
Nah, people
managers
panic.
sold him.
Sold him.
Sold him because he
No,
didn't
no.
score in the opening game.
This is
Oh,
my
that's
thing. People,
panic.
you
That's
need
panic,
to
right?
relax. There's no panic button on an FPL for a reason. You got one transfer per week. Obviously, cruise over 2 weeks. Take your time, relax, take a deep breath. A lot can happen over the week.
Right.
I don't think Jesus is the kind of player that you should be transferring out.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I
At
want
this
to
stage.
I want to get your opinion because you play fantasy every year. You know, you got your own league as well. I mean, we got the Born Offside.
Yeah.
League. Kat's
Yeah,
gone and
Kat's
built,
gonna-
made her
I'm
own
just-
fucking super league
Kat's
with
a
some Saudi
veteran.
money
This
and
is
shit.
Kat's-
You can join Cat FPL too
Yeah.
if you like. Links in my bio.
Kat, producer Shabs wrote a couple
Yeah, let me say
bargains
yay or
down.
nay.
You let me know if he's actually onto something here. In round 2, he recommends bringing in Leon Bailey. He only costs
Yes.
5 million, and he reckons Villa will bounce back against Everton.
I think it's a good shout. I have Bailey on my team.
Right.
And I do think Villa are great for those kind of like cheapies that can get you
Right,
points.
right.
I would definitely say that he's a good op. It's
Right.
maybe for the bench until we see a bit more
Okay.
power coming from Villa, but I think he's a good op.
Good. Look at this. Just
we
expert
need- we
insight.
need more, we need
need more.
more. We need
Erling
more.
Haaland, that seems like a pretty straightforward one. He cost 11.5, but they're playing newly promoted Bournemouth, so
They've
producer
got a
Shabs
really
is
good
expecting
lineup.
a slaughter.
Yeah. I would say if you can get Haaland, get him. I don't have
Right.
him, but I'm tempted to make the Kane to Haaland switch.
Spinning Kane already.
No, that's the thing. I need to think on it. I'm not going to do anything rash.
Right.
But I
Kane
mean,
will
that's
bag
the
you goals
most.
as well.
I was
That's the switch that makes the most sense, right?
You know what's funny? I was on Welcome to the Weekend, the new Premier League show that's on Friday nights in England. They had me on Friday night.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And I was chatting to them over there, and over here, well, worldwide, twice as many managers have picked Haaland than Harry Kane.
Wow.
But everyone on the show picks Harry Kane because they're typical English, right? They
Oh,
protect their boy.
yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
picks Harry
Oh,
Kane,
yeah,
and I'm
we've
like,
got Harry Kane
come
up
on,
top.
they're still going on about Harry. But maybe. Just Spurs have so many players that will share the goals around. That's the only thing. Jared Bowen, 8.5 million.
Always a solid
That's a
choice.
steal.
He'll bounce back
Yeah,
against
yeah.
Forest.
Probably
I
still.
think Bowen
It's close to getting picked for England last season.
yeah.
He had a really good season.
Bowen has so much potential to just
He was
Score
nominated
goals,
for
like
Player
he's
of
a
the
gun.
Season too.
Right.
He was in that. Obviously, never won it, but he was in
Right.
the conversation.
yeah.
And now, producer Shab has put 3 things to consider for players to get rid of. One of them, Reece James.
Nah.
6
Are
million.
you mad?
It's that
Are
he's
you crazy?
I
Reece
would-
James.
He says
I'd
because
say
Are
they're
you nuts?
He says because they're playing Spurs.
no.
Do you know how many goals Reece James has bagged? Reece James is
the-
a bagsman.
Okay, the
For-
issue
for a wing back.
I'm going to defend you, Shabs. From a fantasy perspective, if he
Right.
doesn't keep a clean sheet, he needs to get he needs to score in order to score well, right? Like he needs to
saying
score
Chelsea
a goal.
not
Bro,
keeping a
have
clean
you
sheet.
I'm
Reece
saying that
James's
the
scoring record is good and assist is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I understand where Shabs is
And
coming
he's
from a fantasy
and he's what
perspective.
1.5 mil cheaper than Trent Alexander-Arnold. I would
Yeah.
say you should
Who
take
gave
James.
Me, no, well, that I would keep James. Don't get rid
Right.
of James. If you're worried about his performance, just bench him. Do not get rid of him.
Right.
I had him, Trent, and Robbo on my
Oh,
bench.
wow.
I got 7 points from James, 2 combined points for Trent and Rob.
There you go. So yeah, Chelsea for the win. The next one he also said to get rid of for 8 million if you do have him in your team is Bobby Firmino because he was obviously hooked. Nunez came on and scored and assisted. So chances are
Yeah,
Nunez
yeah.
will start over Firmino from this point out.
I think so. I think Bobby's time's up. That sounds really
that's
sad.
sad.
But I'm not, there's nothing coming from him these days, really. He's a bit invisible on the pitch.
His teeth aren't. But besides that, he's got turkey teeth.
So
you talk about turkey
Oh, wait, did
teeth?
he get them
100%
done? Did he get them done?
Have you seen Bobby Firmino
Hold
smile?
on.
He
There's no
wasn't
way
born
those
with that.
teeth are natural.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no, but I'm used to seeing the old teeth because I thought you had really bad teeth. No.
Back when he was like an Hoffenheim,
Oh.
but he's
Yeah,
got
no.
he's got
At
the
least in
widest
his
teeth in
Liverpool
the Premier
days,
League,
he's
man.
had the brightest teeth on the team.
Yeah, he's funny.
just
man.
like-
They're,
he's
if
just a
anything,
happy guy, isn't
distracting
he?
to defenders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he also said get rid of anyone from United. So that was the end of producer Shab's chat. We love our fantasy prem. If you haven't joined the league yet, it doesn't matter if you haven't joined. As long as you have a team, you're going to bring your points into the league.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if you haven't done so yet, jump on the Born Offside Instagram. You can see the league code. Get in here so you can chat some shit whenever you beat any of us here on the couch. And make sure you're following. Make sure you're following all the Born Offside socials, guys. It's the kickoff of the new season. Today was just to catch up. I haven't seen these guys in a while either. So today was us catching up. And from next week, we're going to kick it right off. All the leagues kicking off. Serie A this weekend. La Liga. We're going to be right back into it. Aussie football just around the corner as well. World Cups and all the rest. It's going to be a super exciting year. Thanks as always for joining us. Make sure to rate the podcast, subscribe, and we can't wait to see you guys next week.
Yay.
Sweet.
Bye, guys.